the new, like, new to the C80 for how portable it is. Also being full-time sensor, and then also having not need it. Yo, I'm like, you ready for that? Sure. That's what the dude I work with, he has an FX3 for his line and an FS6. And he's like, I might get rid of the FX3 on an FX5 and I have a R5C that I put in that. And now that I'm actually getting in the video, I'm like, the C80. I mean, I'm active duty military. Yeah, it's like, yeah. Yeah. I get to see everything that I'm like, alright, when I get close to leaving, I'll be buying a C80 and getting we're getting a 24 to 105 the new team. And I was talking, I was at Coronado and I was talking to some of the NASCAR guys, and they just got the 24 to 105, and then he was like, and I was like, yeah, get the phone. And I was like, oh yeah, he's like, his deal, man. Oh, I didn't know it was like that. Everybody around. I swear. My baby dad. And I was stationed by before, and we had like 20 they're the also they weigh 6 pounds. But it's not. It was my baby's It was but then again, also most of my stuff outside. So it's like, I love it. My best photo is half the stuff on the grass. People hated it. My guys, they were like, I'm like, I get it. I don't think that's why I'm like, at our I'm like, shooting, I've shot something, I've shot cannon, I was down.
Everybody ready? Yeah.
Good morning. How are we doing? Cool. Everybody, attention. At ease. Rest. All right, shake it out a little bit. Hey, thank you for what you're doing for our nation. Incredible job. Secretary Hegseth, thank you so much for hosting this event. It's great to be here. As we celebrate 250 years of our independence, the National Guard has been there from the beginning. We joined George Washington as we won our independence back in 1776. We were there on the beaches as we came on Normandy and Omaha Beach on June 6, 1944. We were there for Midnight Hammer, Absolute Resolve, and Continue in Epic Fury. And our National Guard will be always ready, always there. Now here in Washington, D.C., as we brought on the task force, General Blanchard, being the JTF commander, we brought 2,500 guardsmen in from 15 states and the District of Columbia, and you all have done an amazing job. You all have saved over 235 lives. You all have done over 530 medical assistance to personnel. You have restored children back to their families 27 times, and you have done amazing things in support of law enforcement to make sure we reduce crime. As we celebrate 250 years on Saturday, most Americans will get up and they'll think about barbecues and family and friends. They'll think about where they're going to watch the fireworks. But our National Guard will have 40,000 globally engaged somewhere, and they'll wake up and they'll lace up their boots and they'll think about going into the ballistic missile defense site to make sure we're secure. They'll think about cyber and how we're making sure we're protecting our networks. And right here in D.C., they'll be lacing up to make sure that they can fly jets into the air, whether they're maintainers or crew chiefs or the pilots, to keep our skies safe, not only over Washington, D.C., but across our nation. And so as we go forward, and we've bumped up another 2,500 to celebrate the 4th in our independence for 250 years, that's a quarter of a millennium. Think about that. And so we want to give a shout out to our governors and to our adjutants generals for helping to make sure that our guardsmen can be here and ready to go so we can celebrate across our nation. Now we have guardsmen also that are getting ready for maybe a tropical storm in Guam. We have guardsmen up on the side of a mountain right now clearing out fire lanes so that we can stop wildfires. And we have guardsmen that are supporting Venezuela as they've just had the 2 large earthquakes. And so our Guard's 435,000 strong. We're going to be always ready, always there, which is our motto. Happy birthday, America. And it's super excited to be here on the 4th of July. Thank you. And now I'll turn it over to our Honorable Blanche.
Thank you, everybody. My name's Todd Blanche. I'm the Acting Attorney General. So on behalf of the United States Department of Justice, I want to tell every one of you, men and women, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. It was just about 1 year ago today when President Trump said that he looked around this city, the capital of the greatest country in the history of civilization, and didn't like what he saw. He didn't like the crime, he didn't like the way it looked, and he instructed us to do something about it. And that's exactly what we've done. And we haven't done it because of me. We haven't done it because of anybody standing behind me. We've done it because of each and every one of you. And the goal, our goal was simple: create a city that's as beautiful and as amazing as the country that it represents. Whether it's a world leader coming to negotiate peace or trade with the President of the United States, or a 3rd grader or a 5th grader from Kansas coming to see the sights of this great city, they have every right and every expectation to do it in an environment that is safe and beautiful. And so when you hear President Trump, when you hear me, when you hear leadership talk about the success that we have seen over the past year in this city, we are literally being carried on your backs when we take that credit. We know that it is you guys every day, whether you have not a single encounter on your shift or whether you spend that day interacting with people in this city all day, you're putting your lives at risk, and you're doing so because of this great country. So I hope that every one of you know that when we thank President Trump for what he did for this city, we're also thanking every one of you. So I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you very much for standing out here in this heat. And God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm Stephen Miller. I'm the Homeland Security Advisor for the President of the United States. I want to begin by thanking General Nordhaus, General Blanchard, Attorney General Todd Blanche, my very good friend, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, and Colin McDonald, Ricky Burria, and Tony Salisbury, the Deputy HSA. Each and every one of you has been part of the single most successful public safety initiative in the history of this country. In 12 months, the crime rates in D.C. have gone from among the highest in the world to the lowest recorded in the history of our nation's capital. It is the largest, fastest, steepest reduction in violent crime that has been achieved in any city, anywhere in this country, since the recording of crime data has existed. Just think about that for a second. Work that would normally take 20 or 30 years, if ever, was done in less than 1 year's time. But it's not just the reduction in crime. The beautification of the city, the improvement to the quality of life, the cleanliness of the city, the order of the city, the feeling of security and physical comfort, the psychological ability of people from every part of this country and every part of the world to come visit our nation's capital and to see you as they tour this nation's historic sites and to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel that their children are safe. You cannot put a price tag on that. I've heard story after story where parents say to their kids when they're waiting to get picked up, just go find where the National Guard is and stand there and wait until I can come pick you up. You cannot put a dollar value on what you have provided to not only the people who live in this city, but the people who visit this city. This is the nation's capital, the capital of the United States, on the 250th anniversary of her birth. And you've not only done everything I've said, but also the national security of this city, the ability to guard it against cyber threats, terrorism, and every form of national security threat, and to make sure, as we begin this celebration, that we can do so in complete physical safety. All of civilization can be fundamentally divided into two groups of people, builders and destroyers. Between the people who do the work to build, sustain, and nurture civilization, the people who serve, who sacrifice, who give, who care for others, who protect others, who defend others, and those who only destroy, who litter, who rob, who graffiti, who deface, who degrade. Civilization only exists because of people like you. People who choose to serve, who choose to sacrifice, who choose to build, who choose to dedicate themselves to some cause greater than their own vanity. Each and every one of you is the reason why America's future is brighter than it's ever been before. So on behalf of President Trump, on behalf of the White House, on behalf of the U.S. government, and on behalf of the American people, thank you. You have our everlasting gratitude. God bless, and happy Independence Day.
Stephen, thank you very much. To everything you said, yes and amen. And General, thank you for your leadership. Attorney General, thank you for being here, for backing us up along the way. To the entire team, to the soldiers here, thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you for waiting out here in the sun. I'm to blame. Sorry, I had a meeting go long. I never want to make a formation stand out any longer than it has to, because I've stood in your formation before, waiting for somebody to show up so I can get on and do my job. And that's the beautiful part about what you do. You do your job no matter what. In fact, this background noise this morning is perfect. It's the sound of ingrates, of ingratitude, of people who are so blinded by ideology they can't see law and order and common sense in front of them. That there's nothing ideological about this group. There's nothing political about this exercise. Law and order is something all Americans deserve. Black, white, rich, poor, man or woman from D.C. or far-flung places in this country. And the beautiful thing is when I look at it, this group, that's all of you. from all across this great country. You're not from Washington, most of you, but this is your capital. And you believe in this 250th year that it should be safe and it should be secure for every single citizen that lives here and every single citizen that comes to visit in this 250th year. And you do it whether it's cold, whether it's raining, whether it's, well, it doesn't snow here very often, whether it's snowing or whether it's 100 degrees on the 4th of July. See, these ingrates will fade away. They'll go back to wherever they came from. You will do your job. And you will do it professionally, with courage, boldly, assisting with arrests, helping people who need help. The crime rate here has dropped in staggering amounts, and the media won't want to admit it because, of course, they'd have to give credit to President Trump, and then they'd have to give credit to the Department of War or to Stephen Miller. But courageous men like President Trump and Stephen, who said enough is enough, are the reason why this city is a safe and beautiful place 250 years into our great republic. And it's incredible Americans like you who ignore the noise and you do your job. And you do it with courage and you do it with professionalism and you do it because you love your country, which is why you raised your right hand in the first place. It's why you put this uniform on to begin with. It's because this town loves to talk about elites. And there's a lot of famous people in this town. But when I talk about elites, I'm talking about all of you, the real 1%, the real 1% of America who raised your right hand to serve something bigger than yourself when you could have done anything else. And then you do the difficult, tough job that no one else is willing to do. And you stand beside law enforcement here and you ensure that our capital is safe and secure. It's a righteous and beautiful mission. And what an honor it is to stand with you in the 250th year of our great republic, where it has always required men and women like you for 250 years to stand up and do the right thing when it's difficult. And that's precisely what you have done in this D.C. safe and beautiful mission. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Sarah Beckstrom and Andy Wolf. We lost Sarah, and Andy was almost killed and has had a near miraculous recovery. Just want to give a moment of silence as we remember Sarah and Andrew this morning. Thank you, and amen. They died so that others may live. And as the Bible says, there's no higher calling. You are willing to put your life on the line for other people. It's a testament to who you are. Thank you for keeping this city safe. You make our country proud at 250 years, and future generations will stand on your shoulders to ensure America's capital and this great republic endures for another 250. It's an honor to serve you, and please know every single day we have your back in everything that you do. God bless you. God bless our capital, and God bless America at 250 years. Thank you very much.
Have the whole group here.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Mr. Secretary. So first up here, we have Specialist Edwards from South Carolina. His leadership essentially said he is the epitome of what right looks like for junior soldiers aspiring to become non-commissioned officers in our Army. Everything that he does, he's leading from the front, mentoring, coaching, and teaching, sir.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Specialist Loarca, she's a chaplain's assistant. She's from the District of Columbia, but she's done more than just be there for the chaplain. She's picked up every task, including being an RTO for the Joint Task Force Commander, helping in current ops. If there is a gap, she just willingly throws herself into it like we know every soldier, airman, sailor, Marine does for this nation.
Specialist, thank you.
All right, sir. Sergeant First Class Metz from Mississippi. Now, I can personally attest every time I turn around on the street when I'm rolling to an incident, he is there making sure that his soldiers are doing the right things. He has just been a rock star from start to finish, sir.
High praise, sir. High praise. Thank you.
Sir Sergeant Schultz from Georgia. Again, another one of those, we talk about this being a junior leader-led mission. Sergeant Schultz is one of those junior leaders that's acting way above. I would say he's been doing things at the Sergeant First Class level since the beginning of this.
Sergeant.
All right, sir. Sergeant Major Aubrey Hayes from the District of Columbia. From day one, he's been there making things happen. As people were rolling in, figuring out how to get them out to ranges, over 1 million rounds scheduled, executed from Pennsylvania all the way down to Southern Virginia. He's made it happen personally.
Sergeant Major. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Mr. Secretary, Sergeant Franklin from Georgia. Again, just another one of those. I'm getting redundant here.
I love it.
But this is exactly what you have asked our NCO Corps to do. Step up, lead from the front, and show not just Americans, but the world what the United States Army is made of. Sergeant Franklin is one of those guys.
I might need your secret of ain't not sweating his feet. I might need your secret of ain't not sweating his feet.
Sergeant First Class Bernie from Georgia again. Again, he has been here for quite some time. When did you get here? September?
No, sir. May.
May, okay, well, excuse me. Again, another one of those examples of every time I turn around, he's there. That's why I'm getting confused. It must be the heat. But again, leading those junior NCOs, getting them developed, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Thank you.
Okay, so we've got Sergeant Miranda Cabrera. I will tell you again, sir, he has been jumping up. And in fact, he, about 8-10 days ago, administered a Narcan, saved a life right here in the district, setting the example for others. And he's been doing that since the very beginning.
Give it up for these guys.